Hello everybody, how's it going today? Joe Bodone here, video blogger and internet entrepreneur. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it like always. So you see on the board I have confidence today, and that's really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about not only confidence and how important it is to your business in becoming successful, but also more realistically on how to build confidence. Because I've, in my opinion, lack of confidence is the number one reason why people don't try to succeed. And when I say try to succeed, because obviously there's action steps you need to do and there's stuff you need to do that you need to execute them properly in order to be successful. But one of the biggest hurdles, in my opinion, to becoming successful is actually having the balls to get off your ass and do it, okay? And that comes from having confidence. I mean, there's self-esteem and there's self-confidence, and I've talked about some of those in some of my other videos. But in order to have confidence, in order to go out there and not give a fuck, I'm sorry about my language, but to not give a fuck, that's really what I mean by confidence, okay? And there's one way to build it. There's only one way, in my opinion, that I know of to build it, and that is, one step at a time. I mean, it's like you're building a house, right? A confidence house. I know it's a terrible house, but you know what I mean here. Maybe someday I'll get confident with my drawing skills. But anyway, so you have to build your house. Now, you need bricks. You need lots of bricks. You need a door. You need a window. You need all these pieces that are the building blocks, the elements to building confidence. So no matter where you are in life, I mean, there are people out there that don't have a lot of confidence, circumstances in their lives, for whatever reason, usually the number one circumstance, in my opinion, is a negative mindset, negative people around them, and things just haven't gone well for them throughout their lives. And, maybe they started off as children in broken homes and bad homes and living in inner city and, living in bad areas. And, sometimes it snowballs, and as they get into adulthood, they don't have a lot of confidence. Some people have confidence at one point and their confidence gets shattered and their house gets destroyed. A tornado comes through and wipes out their confidence house. That happens. You go through a divorce, or, you go through a job loss or a financial hardship. I mean, things happen that knock your house down. And one of the keys, though, in my opinion, is the foundation. If you have a good, solid foundation to your confidence house, no matter what happens, you're going to be able to rebuild it, okay? No matter what external circumstance happens in your life. I mean, and I know people that have had some pretty grim circumstances happen to them. I mean, people that have foreclosed their homes, and they've lost their spouses through death, and they've lost their children through death, and they've lost their parents. I mean, some terrible, sometimes they're riddled with drug addiction or alcohol addiction. I mean, some terrible things can happen to people that can totally destroy your confidence house. So wherever you are, whether you had it before and it got destroyed or you don't have any at all, it can be built. And it can be built by simply, and I had a video earlier today, and it was about living your life on purpose. And I talked about an event that happened in my life where I had to step out of my comfort zone. And realistically, your bricks that are part of your foundation, that are part of your house, are simply a series of bricks that are put together of successes and failures, okay? And, I also talked about goal setting. So, the quickest way to start building confidence is to set yourself goals, challenging goals each week, and overcoming those challenging goals. And a lot of people are afraid, because they don't have confidence, they're afraid to fail. So, let's say you're building on one of these bricks, and this is a goal you set. And the example I used in that last video is I engaged my city council and I stepped out of my comfort zone and I spoke in front of a bunch of strangers and, came up with a topic I was very passionate about. So I was working on that brick. Honestly, I don't care about the outcome. I don't care if my city, I do care. Of course I want the city to help me along and grant me what I'm asking and what I'm hoping for, which is building that bike trail I talked about in that last video. But I'm not concerned with the outcome. I was concerned about doing it. One of my goals I set this week was to go to the city council meeting and speak in front of them. And I did it just simply to build a brick and add it to my foundation, to build that confidence. The same way with making these videos. I mean, if people have been watching these videos, the more and more videos I do, the more confident I seem to be because I got a little foundation going. And a continuation of successes over a long period of time is what builds that confidence. And, once you have that foundation, a failure here and a failure there, it doesn't wipe out your whole house. You say, well, you know what? I learned from it. And you continue and you move forward. And, you got to build that confidence house. You got to believe in yourself. And, to me, it's literally just continually pushing yourself and doing what you don't think you can do. Okay. So a lot of people are fear. Okay. It's overcoming fear. Now, there's two purposes of fear. One, you need to listen to. Well, actually, you need to listen to them both. But one, you need to do what the fear is telling you to do. The second one is you need to do the opposite of what the fear is telling you to do. So the two types of, there's fear to self-preservation, right? If you're fearful for your life, like you see someone walking down the street with a gun and you're scared and your body's telling you to get the hell out of there, you need to do that. If you're out in the wilderness and a bear encounters you, you need to, well, actually you don't want to run, but you want to engage that situation in a manner in which you're going to survive, which would be to stand still and just let that bear pass you. If it's a black bear, if it's a grizzly, you better have a sidearm on you. But if it's like a black bear, they say just to sit still. But still, if you encounter a bear or something that's life-threatening, get the hell out of there. Your house is on fire, or whatever it is. Get out of the situation. That's the first kind of fear. The other kind of fear is fear of failure. Or fear of embarrassment, right? So you're a high school kid. You run into a girl that you want to ask to the homecoming dance, and you're scared because what if she says no, and what if she rejects me, and what if, oh my God, my friends are going to make fun of me, and and you're afraid to do it. And, if you don't overcome that fear and do it anyway, you're not going to get that date. It's not going to happen, and it might actually hurt your self-esteem down the line. So if you're afraid of doing something because you're embarrassed or you're afraid of the outcome, that's an indication that you must do it. So if you're afraid to engage your city council, you have to do it. If you're afraid to solicit an investor or to try to ask somebody to help you with a marketing campaign or, something that's going to help you with your internet business, you have to do it. And, so anything you're afraid to do it. And that is one of the biggest ways to add bricks to your confidence house. The more times you overcome that fear and accomplish something, it gives you more and more bricks to build your house. And it doesn't always work out in your favor. You could ask that girl out, and she could tell you to go piss off. All right. Is the world over? Did you die? No. You'll probably go back to your friends and say, yeah, she was ugly anyway, right? And I don't mean that in a harmful way. I'm just kind of kidding around. But, the reality of it is, it's like, okay, so you do anything. You take a risk. You try something. You buy a brick and mortar business, or you maybe you buy some products that you're going to try to sell on Amazon. Or I was talking about self-publishing. Maybe you spend some money and you get a book self-published and you're ready to put it on Amazon, and you're not successful. It doesn't work. Okay? Maybe you weren't going to take that initiative to do that because you were fearful. Okay, what's the worst going to happen? You publish a book, you spend a couple $100, you get it put on Amazon, and no one buys it. What's the worst that can happen? All right, you lost a couple $100. That sucks, especially if you're in a bad financial situation. But more importantly, it taught you something. You stepped out of your comfort zone, you did it, and ideally, if you failed at whatever it is whatever you're trying, ideally you learned something from it. So that still builds your confidence. So that's how you build your confidence house. You keep stepping out of your comfort zone. You keep trying to overcome fear. And from there, eventually you'll have a nice solid foundation and solid house. So if you get hit with a tornado, or the house catches on fire, or somebody breaks into the house and tries to steal some of your bricks, it doesn't matter because you have that solid foundation and you're still on your way to success. So go out there, build that confidence house, and thanks again for watching. See you guys later.